Hey friends, this is the hymn of the day for May 7th. This is a musical supplement to the devotional Christ in Our Home. Before we start, just want to say thank you again, and also if you have a specific comment or additional musical recommendation or prayer that goes along with this text, please feel free to leave it in the comment section of the Facebook post that linked to this video. So when I read through the Genesis, the Psalm, and the Acts reading, I kept continually going back to this devotional of God sticks with us. And even kind of looking a little bit ahead, going into the devotion for tomorrow, I was thinking about just the trust we have in God and the things that God asks us to do, and in living in that way, and living in God's way. And when I was going around thinking about pieces for that, trying to look for topical index things that would really help tie that together. So I decided to go right into the trust and guidance section of our hymnal. I'm going to be going out of the ELW right now. And at the same time, I was trying to find a hymn that maybe we aren't familiar with. So I decided to look and found a hymn, ELW 767, Lord, Take My Hand and Lead Me. It's a really nice German hymn. It kind of has this really AABC form, so it has the two phrases that repeat themselves, and then two different phrases at the end. This is a very common form, and I think it showed successful for probably at least more than a century. So I really enjoy that. Another thing I'd like to bring up is the fact that this time I was actually reading through the Message Bible. It's a really nice contemporary paraphrasing of the scripture. So that was really nice to get a little fresh take, especially from the Genesis text. So also I'd love to hear maybe what what Bible preferences you have when you're reading scripture. I like to cycle through, get different fresh takes on each of them, especially when preparing for worship on Sunday. Sometimes the way someone translates the scripture brings out specific key characteristics that really speak to me at different times. So maybe one year the Message will really speak to me on a text, but then the next I'll go to like a King James and that'll really speak to me. And then the next maybe going back to maybe like the New Revised Standard Version, which we're all very much used to. So if you do not have a hymnal at home, no worries. The lyrics to the song will be in the description below, so please feel free to click on that so you can sing along. I will first play through this hymn in its entirety, and then we'll go through the verses. So, all right, here we go. that was Lord, Take My Hand and Lead Me, ELW 767. Once again, if you maybe read the scriptures and had a different hymn in mind, I'd love to hear about it. So please send a comment on the Facebook post so we can have a little chat about it. It's always fun to get to talk with you and hear different perspectives. Many of you have talked about different hymnals you've had, different songs from even different faith communities. If you do that, that's always great because it always expands all of our experience of the scripture and our hymnal repertoire for hearing new songs. So I really love hearing from you. And again, what Bible do you use? I love chatting about the whats and whys of people's choices in their Bible selections. So once again, thank you so much for joining me on the Hymn of the Day, and I'll see you next time.